Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report. Again, talking with head football coach Pete Shinnick. Coach, the season's over. You played all 11 games. Talk about a senior class who went 31-11 over the last 4 years.
Very proud of those guys. A lot of them came in 4 years ago and played, our second season, and they were a part of really this push that has allowed us to, have the success that we've had. I mean, they've been a part of 2 9-win seasons and an 8-win season, so that's a great accomplishment on their part. And then, as we talked about earlier, to be able to bounce back from last season, and then also to be able to keep the team focused after every loss this season to get us, get the ship righted. They leave a great legacy of just a hardworking group that really kind of set the standard for our expectations moving into the future.
And now that you can look back on the season and look at all the 11 games in aggregate, what did they consistently do well, and what did they consistently struggle with throughout the season, things that you can work on for planning next season?
Well, I think what we did well is we believed in each other and we trusted each other, which is not always the easiest thing to do when you got 105 guys on a team. And they showed up every day, practiced hard. And after every loss, we'd show up Monday going, okay, what's this team going to be like? How are they going to respond? How are they going to do it? And every Monday they showed up, lunch pail in hand, so to speak, ready to go back to work. I think what we didn't handle very well were teams that were, extremely physical on both sides of the ball. I think you look at, 2 of our losses to Catawba and Winston-Salem State. We just didn't handle the physicality of the game and how they approached it. And it was a little difficult for us to stay on the field and get off the field on the defensive side of the ball.
It's kind of interesting to think about physicality with football, since the entire game is relatively physical, but I suppose some teams are more physical than others, so to speak. Now, I'm a big proponent of offensive lines. You and I have talked about O-lines in prior seasons. I haven't talked about it much this year, but you're losing a big chunk of your offensive line to graduation. We haven't talked about it much, but who's ready to step in next year?
Well, as you say, we lose 4 starters, and those guys will be the most difficult part to replace. But Philip Cheek, who's played a lot of football for us, I think will step in at one of the guard spots. Jordan Champion at center, R.J. Harvin at guard. And then really our 4th guy will be whoever can really step up from some guys that we've redshirted and some guys that have been second team. So Wes Carter is our lone returning starter at left tackle. Wes had a great season, and we're looking for him to kind of anchor this next wave of offensive linemen coming in. But they've got their work cut out, and they've got to improve for us to keep going at the rate we have been offensively.
Well, most of your defense, if I can look at the other side of the ball, they do return for the 2012 season. A lot of your graduates were on the offensive side of the ball. While they gave up quite a few points and quite a lot of yards this season, there's a lot of potential there, and I know that you see that. They had held West Liberty to a season-low 10 points. Were you happy to see the defense go out on such a high note on the last game of the season, and how much better can they be next year?
Well, I think that, the first half of the season, we were not good at all defensively. I think we were giving up 500 yards and close to 30-some-odd points. Second half of the season, we held people in the low 20s and right around 320 yards, 330 yards a game. So although our defense statistics for the season aren't very good, the last half of the season I think they're top 20 in the country. We just got to become more physical defensively. When teams want to line up in 2 backs and be able to run the ball, we've got to be able to answer that. And I think we got to that point as the season went along. We played a ton of young guys. I mean, both starting corners at the end of the season were freshmen. 2 starting linebackers were freshmen. One of our starting D-end was a freshman. So they gained a lot of experience. We redshirted some young men that need to step up. But we just need to get a little thicker and a little more physical in this offseason.
So generally speaking, as you begin the recruiting process now that the season's over, what are your primary needs? Where are you looking to recruit? I know you want to get about 15 players, give or take. What are your primary needs then?
Well, we've got to go out and get in this freshman class probably heavy on offensive linemen and linebackers. Those are our 2 thinnest positions on each side of the ball. And then what we'll do with the other 10 or so spots is try to find the best player we can find at each position.
Okay, Coach. Real quick, we got like 10 or 15 seconds. What are you going to do now in the off season? You got some time off?
I wish we did. Go right to recruiting. You know, been meeting all week on recruiting, and now we'll start visiting high school players in their homes and on their campuses come December 1st.
Well, good luck with that. Bring in a good class and enjoy the off season. When we come back, we're going to talk to head wrestling coach O.T. Johnson about the upcoming season.